Hello. Hello, guys. How are we doing? Where is the background music? Here we go. What is up? What is good? Hey, yo. Hola. Hola. I am the... Well, you got more points than I did, and I jumped by 3, but I'll take it. How are we doing, guys? I'm doing fine, thank you. Yeah, I'm hyped too. Yes, I paid Alex a lot of money to be here. He didn't want to do it, so it's okay. I gave him a lot of money. I'm just kidding. Still dominating the Duolingo charts? No, I gave up. I just I did a lot of Duolingo, and then I went to Madrid, and then I was trying to talk Spanish, and I'm like, fuck you, Duolingo, that shit doesn't help. So I gave up. It is what it is. All right, let's introduce our guest, shall we? Let me find if I can add his screen to the screen. Yes, I can. Okay, he's not showing up yet. Don't want to leak our spicy private messages. How do I do that? How do I do that? Oh, I like this. That's fine. Yeah, hide this. That's fine. Streamer mode. I gave up on Dutch. I understand. Okay, let's add yours truly to the screen. 3, 2, 1. And he's still not there. He is right here in the corner. Oh, I'm gonna make it a little bigger. Hello. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Haha, there he is. How you doing, bro? I'm doing fine, man. Am I looking at you right now on the screen? Oh, he's muted. Okay, 1 second. Let me add the volume to thanks, guys. Audio output. Can you say something, Alex?
Yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
You guys hearing me?
Should be good. Yep, should work.
Great. Good to hear.
Yes.
Good to hear.
How are you
I'm
doing?
happy to be here, guys. Yeah, I'm doing great. And I'm super pumped to be here and listen to some of your guys' demos. Yeah, really curious for what tonight will bring.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, man. Well, I'm good to have you here. For the people that know who Alex ENVINE is, can you introduce yourself a little bit, shortly, briefly?
Yeah, sure. I'm Alex. I'm producing music under the name ENVINE. I've been releasing music for about 10 plus years on several different labels. I've been signed to Scantrax for quite a long time. And about 2 years ago, we split. And last year, I announced my own label called Melodic Hardstyle, which fits the theme perfectly tonight. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Yeah. So obviously I'm making melodic hardstyle. Yeah.
Well, that's great, man. Good to have you here. Like I said in our private call, it's usually a lot more raw focused, and I'm always really happy to hear some euphoric, classic hardstyle stuff. So I hope this stream is going to be in the direction of that. We'll never know if everyone got the memo, so if there's any up-tempo or shit in that like that, we're just gonna skip that because I did give a briefing. So anyway, yeah. Let's just go right into it. Let's go to FL Studio, and I need to add you again. Give me 1 second. Oh, it is okay. So we have the span right now, always available. So I think that's a great addition. Now let's add you to it. You're somewhere here, hidden. I don't know. Oh, OBS is glitching. Give me 1 second. Transform, reset. There we go. Okay. There we go. Give you a nice spot on the screen. Over here, so no one can see this, so everyone can see the span. I'm still gone. No one cares. Everyone's seen me already. Hello. And we're almost there, guys. Reset transform. Oh, I'm too big now. Okay. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep, a little bit smaller. Amazing.
Looks perfect, man. Yeah.
That looks good. Okay. All right. Yeah, the span is a great addition. So we always have a span available right now. Good for feedback. And okay, let's just start off with the first track. It's by STFN, Stay Fun. And here we go.
Ladies in the dance floor just like that. Everybody knows we're being looked at. We here making money, dancing with somebody. Everybody coming to the motherfucking party.
I need to post a story still. Ooh. Classic cutoff synth. I like it.
Ladies in the dance floor just like that. Everybody knows we're being looked at. We here making money, dancing with somebody. Everybody coming to the motherfucking party. Ladies in the dance floor just like that. Everybody knows we're being looked at. We here making money, dancing with somebody. Everybody coming to the motherfucking party.
All right, that's the first one of today. I was working a little bit on my story, so maybe you can start with the feedback, and I will tell you if I agree or something different.
Sure. First of all, I think the melody is quite interesting. Yeah, it's not awful or whatever. I'm just gonna start right from the start from what I noticed. I think the part before your drops, like the build-ups, are a bit empty. You know, they feel like they are lacking a bit of tension and definitely some low end missing there. Low end and some mids. I missed some like percussion and that kind of stuff. Felt like the drops missed a bit energy that way. And I think that could be improved. Also, the balance could be a bit more in your face. I felt like the kicks were really in front, and the especially in the mid, The sound was a bit in the back and felt a little thin as well. Could maybe use a bit more mid and be pushed towards a bit more to the front of the mix. Also, the transitions to me felt a bit empty, you know, maybe a bit basic, so to say. What I would advise is to just, fill it up with some FX, some small sweeps, or stuff that like fills the empty gap a bit. Because that was what I was missing. I did like the cutoff a lot. It reminds me of the old virus sound, which I'm a huge fan of. Like I said, the melody for me was okay, but I did miss some big chords that were like filling up the space. It felt like mostly like a top lead right now. And maybe some harmonies on top that would like fatten everything up a bit. I'm personally also a fan of using like pads and choirs and all that kind of stuff, like really subtle to to fill the mix up, and I felt that could use this as well. And same goes for the breaks. It felt like a bit too empty still. It could use some effects, some things that glue it all together. That would be my overall feedback on the arrangement, so to say.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. The things that I wrote down were low end missing, but the mix on overall was pretty good. If you look at the span, there were no weird peaks going on, so I appreciated that. Yeah, there were some balancing issues, but not like in terms of frequency where there's crazy highs or crazy mids. So maybe a little bit mids missing. Yeah, I agree with that. I really like the cutoff synth, like you said, brings us back to the old school.
Ladies in the dance floor, just like that. Everybody knows.
The major thing that I wrote down is the arrangement. It was so predictable that it was too predictable. It was like
your mic is a bit low on volume, Steven.
Okay. Hi. Fixed it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So what I said was I agree with everything that Alex says. I appreciated the mix down. It was really good. It was flat, no weird frequencies. The cutoff synth was really nice. But the arrangement was too predictable at a point that I'm like, is this a fake drop or not? Because the anticipation was not great enough in most of the build-ups. So I wrote down arrangement like 4 times. That's the most important thing for this one.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Because indeed, in general, the mix was okay, you know?
Yeah.
But it felt like it can be bigger.
Sure. Yes, agree.
In general.
Okay, yeah, I think it's just a skill issue, yeah, for sure. But I think you just need to produce a little bit. I think overall the experience has to grow a little bit in every part of the song. It was a good setup, though. Yep.
Yeah. For now, it's that's where we all start, right?
Yeah.
I think this in general we can. Yeah, this guy is doing pretty well. It's just if you fill all those gaps, and it will give the track a totally different vibe already.
Yep.
If the build-ups are good and everything, and it feels more balanced right away.
Agreed. All right, we are going to move on to the next track. How good is that span, by the way, guys? Let me know if you appreciate that. Wasted. Here we go.
Yeah, Wasted.
Said die,
All right.
Hey, that was cool.
That was really cool. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, I'm loving the breaks and the guitars. It it really sets the vibe. Gives a hands up vibe, like I also see in the chat. It's exactly what I felt as well. Felt summer all over again, and that's what I love. I think the vocal in general could use a bit more mids. It felt like it was not fat enough, but yeah, the vocal itself was pretty cool. It's easy to sing along, and also the lead was really cool. I can see where you get your inspiration from. Also seeing your name, Wasted. It felt a bit like you're taking inspiration from Wasted Penguins. Also in the sound. But yeah, it worked. I would use like a bit more like a Pultec or something to freshen up the lead a bit, because I felt it was drowning a bit in the reverbs and everything, and it got lost a bit in the mix. Yeah, I think the percussion I felt in the build up was a bit louder than the vocal. That could be balanced out a bit more, but in general, I'm really positive about this idea. I also received a few demos from this guy, and he's really talented. I also saw him at Decibel, and yeah, this is really a big step forward, I would say. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it's really good. I really like it. I was really surprised with I always like it when the vocal mixdown is really on point. Yes, it could use a little bit more mix, but when the vocal mixdown is on point with me, I'm already like engaged in the track. That goes a long way with me.
Definitely. Yeah.
A lot of reverb. I like the reverb how he did with the leads. I like the mixdown of the leads. Very wet, very suitable for this kind of euphoric hardstyle. Transitions were on point. Great melody. I got goosebumps at some point. This is just there's not much to say about this demo, to be honest. It's just a really great track. And I think
I'm really curious. Nice. I'm really curious where he's going with this track, man.
Yep.
It's since it's just the first climax. Yeah, if it keeps this being this interesting, like that's always a bit of the thing with this type of music. The second break has to be like a bit different. Something that keeps the interest, because if you now compare it too much with the first break, it might be a bit, people might lose interest, because But I think if you work this out pretty well with a really catchy second melody, this will definitely be a good track. Definitely.
How would you pursue the second climax? Would you transpose it 1 or 2 semitones for that extra euphoric vibe? Would you do a completely different melody with this one?
What I would definitely not do is use the exact same melody. Definitely use some variations in it. Yeah, maybe like pitch it up, or switch up some notes, or change up the rhythm a bit, so it gives a little different vibe and maybe a bit more energy with some shorter notes in between or something like that. But in general, I really loved it, man.
Yeah,
it's
really
a really cool vibe.
And the good thing about this demo feedback session is you also run a label, so you're looking at it from a point of view of, hey, is this interesting to release as a track or not? So I think that's a great addition to have. All right, make it in triplets. That's a good one, VTX. That might be a good option.
Yeah, definitely. Or just indeed, what you can also try is just add like different layers on top of your kick, like some resonant layers or whatever, just to give it just something that makes it a bit more fresh for the second time.
Yep.
But so far, really good.
Right, you heard the man. All right, moving on to binary system.
I've chased meaning. Through moments, through faces, and through time. I've stood in places that felt like memories, even though I'd never been. But the deeper I go, the more I see. Maybe I was never meant to find it, but to become it endlessly. isn't a place. It's the quiet beneath the noise. A slow unraveling of everything I thought I was. But the deeper I go, the more I see. Maybe I was never meant to find it, but to become it endlessly.
Right, let me start off with this one. Okay, binary system. Nice, work in progress, but it's not finished, and I'll tell you why. My opinion, the distortion on the vocals was a little bit throwing me off. It was a little bit too much, and it was also a little bit loud in the mix, I would say. There was no low end in the build-up. I would like to see a little bit of low end going on, because it felt really empty in my studio. No low end, I was just the melody. Melody is good. It doesn't give me goosebumps yet. It's good. The leads come in unexpected. I saw a vocal, a text from reverse the lead before impact. Yes, exactly, because it came in too abruptly for my taste. It was just boom, boom. Okay, and then add more anticipation to the build-up. Melody plus kick work really well. I like the transient on your kicks. There was an FX kick in your climax that needs to be a little bit louder. And overall, I would say this is a nice setup, nice work in progress, but I think you can do a little bit better on the elements. That's my feedback.
I can only say I totally agree. I love the cutoff again. You know, that's just my thing. But overall it felt a bit like indeed it was just a work in progress. It felt like it's a bit empty still.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit static even, so to say. What I personally always love is if you're using like pads under the cutoffs or whatever, you know, just to thicken it up. And what I personally use a lot of the times nowadays is there's a plugin from Cymatics that is giving like a granular kind of vibe to your sounds. It's really easy to use, and it really like makes a big space in your track. I would use something like that just to give it a bit more, you know, air, because now it felt to me a bit too much like it was 2008, you know. Like the sound is really cool, but the quality can be a bit improved.
Can you drop the plugin in the chat?
Yeah, wait, I'll open FL Studio. No. Hope it doesn't fuck up everything, but let me check what it's called. Because it's something I literally use, Cymatics Dark Skies. Or Dark Sky or Dark Skies. Yeah, it is something I use literally on every break sound almost nowadays. Just because it gives such a different vibe. Even if you have like reverb already on your pads or whatever, and if you throw that on, yeah, I don't know, it just thickens it up even more, and it gives it a way nicer space. That's something I would definitely advise everybody check out at least. Cymatics Dark Sky.
Okay. Thanks for the feedback. All right, moving on to Dystoria. This better be the latest version, Luke.
I don't care how good you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how much you work on yourself. There's some times when things aren't going to go right. There are times when anything that can happen will happen.
Life happens. The unexpected, the uncalled for, the unintentional. We've been damaged emotionally.
Anything that can happen will happen. I don't care how good you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how much you you work on yourself, there's some times when things aren't going to go right. There are times when anything that can happen will happen. There are times when anything that can happen will happen.
Life happens. The unexpected, the uncalled for, the unintentional. We've been damaged emotionally.
I don't care how good you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how much you work on yourself, there's some times when things aren't going to go right. There are times when anything that can happen will happen.
Right, go ahead, Alex.
First of all, big props to this guy. He also came to my studio a while ago, and he made quite a big improvement already. This is definitely a big step forward in a few months.
Yep.
So good
He's
job
working
so
really
far
hard.
already.
He's working really
Yeah,
hard.
yeah,
every day.
I can really hear that. So that's already a really good point. Some feedback to the track. In general, I missed some FX, some explosions, everything to sweeten out every transition a bit.
Yep.
I would definitely use some reversed reverbs for the vocals and everything to blend everything together a bit more. It felt a bit static that way right now. Same goes for the melody. I think it could be a bit more interesting and use a bit more energy because it felt a bit slow. And yeah, maybe a bit too simple, so to say. Even though less is more, but it didn't catch me enough yet. I also missed some bass drums in the build up, some explosions, a bit more percussion in the front would be nice to set the tension.
Yes.
And I did notice there was like some low end or some lower mids that were clashing with the kicks in the drops.
Yep.
I would definitely check that out. I think also it was around the 200-300 hertz region where it was a bit clashing a bit. I would make some room there for the kicks. And indeed, yeah, I would fill up with a lot of FX more with the transitions and everything to make it more full in general. But yeah, so far, guy, you're really doing a good job. Seriously.
Yeah. Huge improvement. However, let me see. I don't know. I wrote something down, but I can't hear that. Melody, yeah, pretty decent. Melody and kick go well hand in hand. I'm not gonna repeat Alex's feedback because I wrote a lot of things down that he said already. It could be me, but there was some resonance in the low end when the kick was playing, but it could have been my subwoofer that is not in the ideal position right now. Around 130, it can be more exciting. I think Alex pointed that out too with some like drum. This is a little bit too simple, too straightforward, too easy mode. Challenge yourself with this. Do something like a little bit drum and bass, or some weird glitches, weird FX, to make that a little bit more interesting. But nevertheless, Luke, good improvement.
Yeah, man. Seriously.
Yep. Right. Next up is the one and only Gold Strike.
keeps turning, we evolve. Through every fall, we still stand tall. Even as the sky collapses, I hold on to what is real. You're the proof, you're the flame, you're the spark I always feel. When the fading light arrives and the silence starts to grow, you shine through the haze, never letting go. And when I see you moving free, it's like my sight returns again. In a world lost in shadows, you're the place I still defend. And when I see you moving free, it's like my sight returns again. In a world I still defend. When the fading light arrives and the silence starts to grow, you shine through the haze, never letting go. And when I see you moving free, it's like my sight returns again. In a world lost in shadows, you're the place I still defend. And when I see you moving free, it's like my sight returns again. In a world place I still defend.
The piano needs a better preset.
FL piano. Huh?
Okay, I'll give you my feedback. I wrote a lot of things down, Joey Goldstrike. The first crash, when I was like, oh, okay, it was really loud. It was too loud. I was like, that threw me off. I'm like, oh shit. I like the vocal. I like the chain on your vocal for the reverb and delay. I like it. It's very full. Maybe a little bit too much delay. It was panning a lot left and right. More reverb on claps that you're using. Your claps were really short. Turn the crashes down. They're too loud. The melody design is nice. The melody is hard to follow. That's what I had. And I saw that in the chat too. It's hard to sing along. Remember, people have to sing it along. Transitions are not sufficient. There's barely any transition right before the drop. And right before the drop, your decay from the pads are still playing. You need to turn that off because it sounded really weird. That's why I was like repeating that part. So you need transition percussions, rolls, fills, stuff like that. Breaks are really long. You're losing my interest a little bit. The way you can bring that back is by adding more drive. I would say like filter kicks, club kicks with percussion. Only a vocal is not enough. I think it's like 32 bars, not even 16. So that's pretty long if you're only doing a vocal. Percussion, transitions again, and the piano needs a better preset. That's it. That's my feedback.
Yeah, it's literally basically basically the same list as I have. What I want to say is there's a good use of several layers in the break. In the first part, I noticed there was like an R playing and some pads and everything. I was like, okay, this guy's catching the vibe. But then indeed that crash explosion that really caught me off guard, so to say. But yeah, indeed the claps were a bit dry, but maybe that's just a matter of picking another sample. You know, if you get like a stadium clap,
Correct.
it also is already giving a different vibe, and or maybe just layer it. You know, just try and add a few claps and see where you can go from there.
Yeah.
For me, the break was a bit long, especially the second one. Felt a bit too repetitive as well. Also, the leads, to me, they lacked a bit character. They felt really high, and there was, I think you need a bit more supportive layers, so to say, because it felt like it was just a really high note. And that, in general, it's a bit hard to make it full that way.
Yeah.
I would definitely use a bit more chords or something to, give it a bit more body in general, or something like an organ or something, just to give it a bit more warmth. Because those higher octaves tend to miss some of the mids. Indeed, the build up to me felt a bit weird, or like the drop came all of a sudden, so to say, and it felt like indeed, like you said, with the pads. But I also missed some FX before that. It was just literally the sound and the pad fading out, and then it came. What I would usually do is just grab like a loop or whatever, just to give it a bit more drive and flow into the first kick. Also, I felt like the variation halfway your melody drops was a bit empty, because there was literally just a kick that stopped. You can also see it in the waveform. Halfway the drop, it just stops. What I would add there is maybe like a part of the voice, or like some kick affix in between, or something that really fills it up and glues it all together, because now it felt like it was dipping in energy a bit. And to me personally, like mix-wise, I would say put the vocal a bit more in the back and put the reese maybe a bit more down, because it was really in your face. But I'm really picky with balancing out tracks, as you might notice already, like how I'm giving the feedback on each track. But I would say put the vocal a bit more in the front and take the rest a bit more down, so you can also make more space for that. And like I said, the second break was a bit too long for me. I would maybe cut it halfway and then go right into the drop again.
Yep. Okay. I think that's pretty aligned. You were a little bit more critique about the leads. I just know Joey's leads beforehand, so I was a little bit biased on the opinion. So I think it's a great improvement, but obviously you're the lead expert here, so I think that's a great addition to the
I'm
feedback.
coming in from like no knowledge at all about this guy's skills, but
That's great. That's
so
excellent.
far,
that's excellent. All right, moving on to Kende.
From the silent depths where light dissolves into shadow, crowned in salt and silence, where eternity drowns in darkness, Poseidon will rise, and you will die. From the silent depths where light dissolves into shadow, crowned in salt and silence, where eternity drowns in darkness, Poseidon will rise, and you will die. You will die. Poseidon will rise. From the silent depths where light dissolves into shadow,
crowned in salt and silence, where eternity drowns in darkness. Poseidon will rise, and you will die.
I read the comment. I don't want to die. Yeah, I don't want to die either. Okay, you go ahead.
First of all, you can clearly hear this guy is still needs you know,
Make his
quite
steps.
a lot of make his
Yes.
steps. So here's some like things that maybe help you out. Like I felt like everything was a bit like clipping / too loud. Where at that point it couldn't really give space to every element anymore. For me, I missed some reverbs, for example, in your leads. It felt really static and a bit dry, and also a lot, like it was really pushed to the front. I would maybe just tame everything a bit down and try and give some space for several elements in your track because it was quite empty at this point still. Also, the build-ups were a bit, basic. I would definitely try and figure out how like compare it with other tracks and see what they do with their build-ups. Like which elements do they use, which sounds do they, for example, cut off, or what do you notice in the low end? What's happening? Because right now I felt like it was pushed a bit too much in the break and also in the build-up, so there was not really an impact in the drops yet.
Correct.
But that could also be like because it was pushed too much.
Yeah.
Like the kicks didn't really have impact to me. Also, like the second break to me was a bit empty. I would definitely, like I said, fill it up with some more elements that, give a bit more depth to your track. Because also these elements help you tell the story you want. And not just the vocal, because the vocal itself was cool, I would say, but it needs more than that. But yeah, you know, like I said, you can hear this guy is learning, and just keep on doing it and try and focus on putting on more elements and try to give more space to everything you're putting in.
Yeah, I agree. However, I did not like the vocals. I felt like they were too AI generated for me to do any emotion, but I get it. If you're a beginning producer, it's good to work with these kind of vocals. Maybe it's an OPS sample pack, I don't know. But I'm not a fan of You Will Die and then this very happy melody comes in like that. It's a little bit contradicting in my opinion. But yeah, the idea is cool. I do like the lead sound, like the idea of the lead. It was pretty good, pretty decent. Overall, the elements were too loud. Kick needs to be more in the front. Everything else has to be more in the back. The thing I was annoyed with was the screech, the resonance on the screech. Watch your peaks a little bit.
Yeah.
There was a lot of distortion on it, not so much reverb, not so much delay on the screech. So turn down the distortion or put a dynamic EQ after the distortion. And yeah, pretty much everything Alex said. Looks like you're not a new producer. This is already a little bit advanced, but you just have to make more steps to improve. And with this feedback that we gave you, I think you have a good playbook to do that with, and use reference tracks. I can't emphasize that enough. Emphasize reference tracks.
Yeah, and also one thing is, when you compare it, you're always comparing to a master track. So don't try and force to put it on the same volume. You know, try and get your the mastered reference a bit down before you're checking it out, because otherwise you're just pumping everything to the max, and then it's gonna be clipping as fuck.
Yep, agreed. All right, now we're gonna go to Brutalizer. I'm not sure if you heard of him, but he's very talented. He's killing it lately. Well, everyone here is talented in their own way, but Brutalizer has made huge steps this year. He's making good OG raw euphoric, I would say. So I'm curious what he's been cooking. Yeah, this is very euphoric. Let's go. Triplets. Very melodic. It is.
I love this.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, this is cool, man. This
That
is
was up juiced.
I really love this this triplet vibe, the chop vocals. This is really right up my alley, as most of you probably wouldn't know. But I really love this. Yeah, it's the sound is cool. The arrangement for me it was good. I would only add maybe like in the second drop where you have like this variation. It could be a bit more like a bit more FX in between, I would say. But in general, I would say this whole arrangement would be like 80-90% done. I like it a lot. It's mostly the mix that I would improve, but yeah, as you see, this is just a demo. Obviously, you're not finished with the track yet, but so far, yeah, I really dig this, man. Seriously.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I mostly noticed, like in mixdown so far, is like in the build-ups, I couldn't hear what the vocal was saying anymore, and it felt like it was clashing a bit with the build-up elements. But yeah, I really like the different kicks as well. Really good job on this, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm safe to say I'm a fan of his work. He's actually making good OG raw with a modern vibe. I really like it. However, I wrote down a little bit more critique. I felt like the leads were missing a little bit of clarity and maybe a little bit of saturation. It sounded a little bit muffled here compared to the vocals, at least. There was a lot of high end in the vocals, so either the vocals were a little bit too crunchy, or the leads in general needed a little bit more volume. They need to be a little bit more in the face, whether it be volume or a little bit more clarity. I don't know yet. I feel like the mix was a little bit out of balance, left and right. And the climax transition was okay for me. I wanted to see a little bit more interesting kick rolls, like a little bit more rejecta, something like that, you know, to make that intro complete. But overall, yeah, melody's really good. Kicks and melodies go really well. I was really feeling the intro, and yeah, I think this is a great setup as it is. Just some balancing issues.
Yeah, like I said, indeed, for me, it's more the mix down that I would improve indeed than the arrangement. Indeed, maybe some kick effects, like you say, or maybe like a little gimmick that makes it like sets it apart even more. That's obviously what everybody needs nowadays.
All right. Thank you, Brutalizer. I don't think he's here, but he'll watch it back. All right, moving on to Tommy Random. This sounds like not hardstyle, but I'm curious what it's going to be.
Push you away. Hands on my skin, my body's shaking. Want to push you away. I am a
Okay. I like it. I like the melody. It's different. I like it. Yeah, very crispy.
Hands on my skin, my body shaking, want to push you away, push you away. Push you away.
All right. Tommy, welcome back. Dude, what do I have to say about this? I really like the concept. I just don't like the way it turned out completely. And the major concern here is the kicks that need to have either a UK hardcore vibe or a completely overly distorted up hardcore kick somewhere, because this one is a little bit too brave, I think, too sweet. I do like the leads a lot with the melody. It goes really well together. Overall, the arrangement can be a little bit more exciting with adding weird stuff, FX transitions, fills, stuff like that. But yeah, the concept, refreshing.
Yeah, I can totally agree. I was like, what exactly am I listening to? You know, is it hardstyle? Is it UK or whatever is it? You know, and it felt like it's something in between, which on the one hand is really cool, but on the other hand, it's a bit hard to, uh, place on like a stage or whatever. You know, because it's something that is not there yet.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed, I would look at the kicks mostly. But so to say, I think that the top leads are really cool.
Yeah.
They are really in your face. I really like it. But I noticed in your drops you also use like a piano or something that is combining with it. That is to me a bit clashing. I would replace that with some sidechain pads to give it a bit more air, and also maybe use a bit more reverb on your leads, because I think the reverb length you use is a bit short right now. Could be a bit more dreamy in general. But it's really cool. It's really fresh in general. I would say, yeah, it's something I didn't hear before yet. Like the style, it's really cool. I like the break sound you're using in the second break a lot. It was a bit low on volume, but could be a bit more in your face. But I really like the sound itself. Yeah. So far, I think you're on the right track. I would definitely look at different kicks, perhaps. Indeed, like Steven was also saying. But for the rest, yeah, I really liked it as an idea so far. Definitely, man.
Yeah, would you think this would work for a French core kick if you even increase it like 20 more BPMs, for example?
I think that would definitely be, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're saying it like that. Yeah, it could definitely work.
Yeah, that's what Recall's
Maybe
asking.
like the vocals and everything would maybe like a bit too stretched that way, but I think the kick beat combination could definitely work. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great job, Tommy. Welcome back. And great send in. I like it. All right. next up is going to be Repulse. You'll probably like it. Let's...
Take me back to them. I close my eyes. I feel it again. The way it was when it all began. Take me back to them. Back to them. Back to them. Oh, take me back.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Damn.
Take me back to them. Take me back to them. Back to them. Back to them. Oh, take me back to take me back to them. Take me back to the, back to the, back to the. Oh, take me back to the.
Yeah, dope.
I have no
Definitely.
feedback. I'm sorry. I don't have any feedback other than it sometimes it felt a little bit overly compressed. I'm missing some dynamics left and right, but what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, this is something we would sign at Melodic Hardstyle, definitely.
Steven, don't cry. Yeah, I was actually tearing up. It was beautiful. It was actually fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So maybe you
Yeah.
have a little bit of better in-depth feedback. I was just really enjoying this track. It was just so good.
Yeah, I really love it in general. Like I said, this is something that we would definitely sign if we got a demo like this. I do have some points. I would say like the lead is really cool, but to me it could use like some crisp layer that cuts through the mix, maybe even a bit more. But that also might be because of the heavy compression on the track.
It was very heavily compressed, yeah.
Yeah. Also, like I don't know if it was just me, but all those kick reverbs, they came in like
like a
crazy.
wrecking ball.
God damn.
God
that's
damn.
that's something I definitely would decrease because it that kind of annoyed me. That to be honest, that's something I was like, oh, that because especially in the second drop, it happened a bit too much.
It was like,
I
it was
would say,
interesting.
I would say just render these reverbs out and just decrease the volume a bit because that could be like a bit more in balance with the rest. In general, the track, of course, it feels a bit like atmospheres, obviously, the sound, but it's not too much atmospheres that it is like a rip-off, so to say. But I can really feel like where the guys got the inspiration from. Also like the melody transition, right before the melody transition, the vocal there, I don't know, maybe it was like a fault of the streaming or whatever, but the vocal felt like it was cut off. Can you play it one more time?
Yeah,
Like
which part?
before the, I think before the in the second drop, like before the second drop, before the melody transposed.
Back to then, back to then. Oh, take me back to then.
Yeah, that.
Correct.
Yeah, that for
Very
me is
sharp.
too much cut. I was like, maybe you can try and bleed that out a bit more or stretch it a bit so it feels more natural.
Yep.
But other than that, I really love the track, guys.
Yeah, Repulse, absolutely fantastic. Repulse.
Yeah.
It's a solo track.
But personally, I am not that much of a fan of pushing the tracks so loud.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my masters a bit less loud and less pushed. Because in euphoric melodic hardstyle, you don't really need that much of LUFs. I
Right.
think.
Yeah, it's very loud. Okay, Stingray, you're cooked because you're up next.
Can't we let it rest in peace? Why you gotta analyze the pieces? We had it out, we made amends, but God, you just can't put anything to bed. You wanna talk it out over and over, but we've been through it all over and over again. I'm begging you to let it go. You can't leave anything alone, not even when it's dead and buried. Even though it's ancient history, long forgotten by everyone else. You wanna dig it up, make a mess. Can't you leave it dead and buried? Not even when it's dead and buried.
All right, you go ahead.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like a lot melodies like this, man. I love it. It reminds me of the old kind of Wild Styles tracks, you know, like
Yeah.
with the repeating notes. I really love that. Also, the kick is really good. It feels fresh to me. Um, I would personally add some more effects in between in the breaks to glue everything together. And also underneath the melody, I would add some more like pads and everything to, you know, because it felt like it missed a bit. Like I always say, like a blanket that covers everything together. You know, like it's something that glues the total sound. But in general, I really loved it. Also, the second kick is a really good addition to this. The vocal to me felt a bit chaotic. I think mainly because of the use of your delays and reverbs. Yeah, that messed the mix a bit for me. But in general, I really like this idea. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add other than I really like the setup. So you're not cooked, Stingray. Actually, you cooked. You're the chef in this case. Good demo, good setup. I agree with Alex's feedback. I thought that the choice of the vocal was good. I like it. Goes well with the melody. And indeed, it does remind me of the... I was like, where's it remind me of? It's the old Wild Styles chord melodies back in the days. Really nice. Kicks go really well with the melody. Someone said he didn't like the second kick in the second climax. The kick in the second climax. Okay, I understand. I did like it. It's a little bit more high resonance. I overall think this is a great track, Stingray.
Yeah, good job, man.
You cooked. Right, next up. Suburban and Benny. Remix. Vtox. I can't see the full name. Anyway, here we go. Skinwalker, send your track DM right now. Kilian, you did not send in your demo. Can you send it again on Discord private? within now and 20 seconds. Thank you. Alex, go ahead with the feedback. I have a little bit of a technical issue here. Go ahead with the feedback.
Sure. I really like the freshness of this track. The intro right away got me already with the final crack and the filter thingy. It felt like, is this a remix or is this original vocals?
I think
didn't
it's
catch
a
that. Because the vocals are really dope, man.
I think it's a remix. Vtox. I think it's a bootleg. Yeah, there we go. It's a bootleg.
Yeah, okay, that explains. Yeah, it felt like really like something like Billie Eilish could have done. It was really, really dope. I love the vibe. The melody vocal combination was cool. The build up of the first drop could be a bit more interesting to me. Like the percussion, I missed a bit. But in general, the idea is really cool. It's fresh to me. It's dark without being too mainstream raw as everybody's doing nowadays. I feel the balance is really cool. It could be something that would be like on the old A2 Records label, so to say, like a bit like the first tracks Gun for Hire did or whatever. You know, yeah, I really love that. It does take me aback a bit in that sense. The first drop, the screech to me was too much in the back. I feel like the balance was a bit off. Also maybe because everything was pushed a bit too much. But yeah, in general, I think the track has potential, so to say.
Yeah, I didn't write much down because I have some technical shit behind the scenes. But what I did like was the kind of Randy vibe at the end. Yeah. Really nice. Only it was a little bit pushed too loud. That's the major concern that I heard. But damn, this is a great bootleg idea.
Yeah, that's something definitely that will stand out in the in a huge list of tracks.
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
least it stands out to me in this stream already.
Yeah,
like
because it's different.
Yeah,
Good job.
In that.
What about the first kick? He asks.
Can you play one of them?
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Sorry, but that's my preference.
Nah, it's not indeed. Yeah, that's not really. No.
Yeah, no. No.
Yeah.
But
that's just personal taste.
Exactly.
You know?
But for this vibe though, it just doesn't match. Like this is more like, what are we talking? 2013, 2012 Randy stuff, and then this.
Yeah, like I said, the Guns for Hire kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah.
That
exactly.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say Klunk is the best option here, but maybe a deep dark kick could work.
Yeah, at least something that balances more with the second drop.
Yes. All right. Demox is up next. Fade into you.
Fade into you.
Can we just appreciate that where I put the cursor was exactly on the spot of the vocal? Can we just appreciate that?
You just made a custom radio edit.
Oh yeah, I just did. You send it a different track? I love when it happens. I only saw one of you. There's only one Demox track in the Dropbox, my friend. Checking right now.
Floating on the edge of time, I fade into you like light into blue. No space between, just
oh, I have two. No, that's with Gold Strike. Oh, okay. Okay, oh good.
Like stars into view, you pull me in, I'm melting through. I fade into you.
the idea.
No sound, just you and I, floating on the edge of time. I fade into you, like light into blue. No space between, just rhythm and truth. I fade into you. Skylines blur behind us. Moments can't define us. Your touch, electric, so pure, so reckless. Sound just you and I, floating on the edge of time. I fade into you. I fade into you, like light into blue. No space between, just rhythm and truth. I fade into you.
Okay.
Interesting one.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go from the top to the bottom. I felt in the break sometimes the vocals and the breaks didn't really match. Like it felt almost like it was off. I really like the details in between of the melody in the breaks you did. In the first break especially, you have like the melody like question answering with a different sound. That's really like the things I personally always love because it gives a bit more depth to your track. The lead itself is a bit too screamy for me. Maybe layer it with like a cleaner lead or like a more generic solly to balance out the total sound a bit. Because yeah, to me, like I said, it was a bit too much screamy. The drops came a bit too sudden for me. Like I missed some tension in the build up. And the second break, yeah, I also see it in the chat. You're also saying it yourself. It needs work. It's a bit too long. It misses a bit energy. I would definitely cut it in half or something like that. Just try and focus on going right into a new drop because yeah, it's just quite a long track already.
Yeah.
But in general, I really like the idea. The melody is cool. I also like the melody variation of the last drop. It came in a bit sudden to me, but yeah, so far so good for a concept. I think this is definitely worth working out.
Yep, absolutely. I really like the melody and the vocal going hand in hand. However, I feel like the melody could use a little bit more simplicity at some points. Like at some point, like the beginning is very singable, and then you kind of lost it for me. But overall, I think the kicks. Oh, the fuck! It's playing, but it's not playing. Oh, boomer. You start with a really low kick. What is it, like D? I think the kicks just need to be a little bit more to the front. Maybe the crunch a little bit higher to maintain that drive. If you're working on such a low bass, it's hard to maintain that drive without a proper crunch.
Yeah, perhaps also just transpose the kick 12 tones, so it's like a high D instead of a low one.
Could be.
And also maybe put some more sidechain on the leads in general, like to give it a bit of a pumpy vibe. And I think that definitely would benefit this track. Because yeah, the melody itself, it is maybe a bit too complicated here and there, but the basics are really good because it really matches the vocal.
Yep.
I think if you make it a bit more simple, it will definitely work out.
Yes. All right. We're going to my French friend. KRB. He's cooked. I need to put my phone on charge. I'll be right back.
You still give me a rush in my head, filling up my thoughts with regrets. Will I ever let you go? Will I ever let you go? We own the night, we take control. Anyway, we wanna go. You can't stop us, can't stop us, can't stop us. You still give me you still give me
Nice, dude. All right, let me give you my 2 cents about this one. I'm not a fan of the kicks. That's my preference. Do whatever you want with it. I feel like a little bit, the focus is a little bit too much on the transient. It's a little bit too clicky for my taste. I would prefer a little bit more round punch, a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more modern maybe. It's too clicky for me. Vocal processing, I think, is okay. I think you did the best you could with the quality of vocal that has been given to you. Damn, that sounds very poetic, but I feel like you did the maximum you could for this vocal quality. Even though I'm like, yeah, it's okay. It's not like mind-blowing. I think you did the best you could for this vocal. At 220 you have a single kick. It's like add some reverb to that to add some emphasis to that. Overall, I really liked it. The outro I would like to see as an intro to get the party started. That's what I would like to see. It's like an outro now, but how about making an intro? Those are my 2 cents. The melody, love it. A lot of reverb. I think we need to cut down a little bit in the frequencies. Not sure, but it was a lot. I think it needs to be a little bit more subtle. Anyway, great track.
Yeah, I really like the break sounds I fix. Like how you start the track. This is really like what I meant with how you can feel your track. This really sets the atmosphere. Really nice job with that.
Yeah.
To me, indeed, I don't really like the vocal quality. It felt like it was stretched without being stretched, so to say. It felt like a bit unnatural. I didn't really like that much. I love the overall dreamy vibe of your track. It's really nicely done. Like you can really feel the whole theme throughout the track.
Yeah.
I think where you build up your melody, like in the cutoff, the clap stands out a bit too much for me personally. What I would advise is maybe just filter the clap in a bit slightly as well. Like cut off the very highs of that and play it alongside with the melody so it feels more smooth. To me, indeed, the lead reverb was also a bit too much in your face, and I think it had indeed to do with like the EQ on the reverb, not per se the amount, but I think if you like cut a bit maybe in the mids, I think that would definitely make it up in the mix a bit already. I really like the melody. I did have to get used to it a bit because when it dropped, to me it was a tiny bit hard to follow, but now I heard it the second time and I didn't feel that anymore. So maybe that was just my thing. Yeah, indeed, I would definitely balance your kicks and your leads out a bit more because to me the kicks were really like too much in front of the whole mixing. And indeed, the last drop felt indeed like an outro to me. And if it's meant as like a really pumping, energetic second drop, yeah, that's not what happened here. This definitely felt like something that is an outro. And if your track only has one main part, indeed, I would definitely use this either as a mid intro or build a different drop here and use this part afterwards because it is sufficient, but more as an outro than a second drop. And I think the transitions between the kicks in the second drop are a bit sudden to me. Like I really loved the first kick, but then the second kick came, and to me it felt like a bit. I didn't really feel it coming, and I always like it when I feel like something is happening.
Yep. Anyway,
That's
my French friend Pierre. Merci
But
beaucoup.
good job on the vibe, man. I
Yep.
really like that.
Right, last song, last but not least, Gryptex.
You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name
This is gonna be loud.
and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, you are mine. I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, you are mine. Lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk
Where's this vocal from? I've heard it before.
wherever you would call me.
Oh, it's a like.
Deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be
I'm not emotional, guys. I was just coughing a lot. Anyway, Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, I really like the. First of all, I really like the melody.
Absolutely.
The lead design could be a bit better. The leads feel a bit thin to me, but the
Bit
melody
harsh.
itself is really cool. Yeah, yeah. The melody, the leads were pretty harsh, around 8K and a bit above that.
Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely dip it out a bit there, or maybe use something that filters it out a bit, so it gets a bit more balance overall. But the melody itself is cool. I can't really hear the vocal in the build-up anymore, so that's a bit of a balancing thingy. The breaks are a bit minimalistic to my taste, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
The rees annoyed me a bit in the beginning. And like there were some frequencies that were a bit annoying in the general mix, but I would definitely thicken it up with some pads or atmospheric things like some FX that make it a bit more interesting as a whole, because it felt like it was a bit too static. Let me see. The transitions could also be a bit more like filled with some more sweeps. I would definitely use some panning as well here and there, because that's something that I missed. It felt, in general, just a bit too empty. I would definitely use what I always do is I always fill my whole track up with sweeps up, sweeps down, sub going everywhere. Like going up and fading out, and it's just play around with that a bit more to give a bit more flow into your track. And I think the second pre-drop needs some work. It felt like it came a bit too much out of nowhere for me. I did like the second drop, though. It's I didn't really expect that second drop, but that worked for me.
Yeah. I have nothing to add to that other than it was a little bit out of balance. It's not a finished track by far, but I think a lot of things are still a little bit out of balance. The leads are a little bit too loud, and the kicks compared to the original. So either turn down the leads. I think turn down the leads will help this track a lot. Get rid of the higher frequencies, and dude, the transitions need better sweeps, better FX, better. It just has to be polished a little bit better for the transitions. But other than that, I think this is a great setup, great demo as it is right now. I was feeling it. Absolutely, I was feeling it.
Yeah, it's definitely it has potential. Definitely.
Yep. Can't wait to see what he's gonna cook when it's done. All right, Alex. That is it. That was it.
Yeah, that went fast, man.
Yeah, 1.5 hour, 1 hour 40 minutes, gone before you know it.
Yeah, it was fun, definitely, man. I really like this type of things.
Yeah, I think everyone else liked it really too, with you on board.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah, what do you think about the demos?
Yeah, there were a lot of demos that had a lot of potential, man.
Yep.
And it's what I always like is, I always love to help people improve their knowledge, improve their skills, so they can just benefit from that. Because you started probably around the same time as I did, and there was nobody that could help you.
Nope.
There was no YouTube, there was nothing. So I think this type of stuff really, benefits a lot of people, and that's what I really like. Because the more epic music that is coming here, the better. Also for me, from a label standpoint, I definitely heard a lot of potential in some of these tracks already. So
Yep.
I think it was a good stream, definitely, man.
And which track, if you can still remember, is one, if I tell, hey Alex, which one stood out for you in terms of anything, maybe quality or maybe originality? Was there a track that you like? That one was just.
Yeah, I think in general the one with the best quality was the track from Repulse.
Yeah.
That's but these guys are already, they're making music for quite a long time and releasing, I think, on Inner Circle as well. So yeah, they obviously know what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also the other track, like I said, with the vinyl thingy, with the bootleg thingy, that one stood out to me like in its own way. But for the rest, I think every track had its potential.
Yeah.
Also The one from Binary System, I really like that one as well. Like even though it's just a concept, I like the what he's doing because yeah, his other track also got picked up pretty well by everyone, and
Yep.
yeah, he deserved that because it's a good track, and I
Absolutely.
think if he's working on stuff like this, it can only get better and better that way.
Yep.
And also KRB's track, I also like that one. You know, it had some it needs work, but yeah, the basics are there definitely.
All right, guys, you heard it from the man himself. All right, Alex, thank you so much, dude. When can we see you next performing?
Well, actually, this Saturday I'm performing in Apeldoorn in the Netherlands at a party called Luminate.
Okay.
We're playing there with a bunch of guys from my melodic hardstyle label, which is gonna be pretty cool. And there will also be showcasing some of my upcoming album tracks because next month I'm dropping my first album,
All right.
which is gonna be pretty cool. So yeah, there are still tickets left if you guys want to come.
Haha, there you
only
go.
€5.
There you have it, guys. All right, man. Thank you, Alex. It was a pleasure having you on board. I think it was a great stream. Great tracks, great euphoric tracks, rawphoric tracks. Thank you all for watching. Our next guest is going to be... I don't have the planning with me. Maybe someone can enlighten me. We have Cryx coming up, Ditz Kicks, and someone else. Anyway, doesn't matter. Check the calendar. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you again, Alex. And
Thanks for having me, man.
we'll see
Have
you
a good night, guys.
next time. Ciao, bella.